How are y'all? Good morning. Okay, so I gotta wake up. Uh, I got my grandson here today. He's in there asleep because it's 7 a.m. And he's gonna be 11 years old. He's my oldest. So let me just tell y'all because I don't really talk about my grandkids. I don't. And I don't because I mean, if they were my kids, I would talk about them all the time because I'm the mom. But, not everybody wants their kids on social media, and I try to respect um, our kids, because sometimes they're like, they don't want, stuff on social media. So I don't really talk about them a lot because I try to respect our kids. And so when people say, "You have 5 grandkids?" I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "You don't ever talk about them." Now, Eli is in my children's book. Um, and Eli has been on social media, but I just try to be careful, you know. Um, but we have Eli, which is the oldest. And then we have Elliot. Elliot is Eli's brother, and he is a year old. Then we have Weston. Okay, Shane's son, Jacob, is married to Mackenzie. Mackenzie had Weston prior to being with Jacob. But Weston's ours. He's 5 years old. Precious. He loves coming to the farm. He calls my farm his animals. I told him I was going to call him Farmer Weston. So when he comes to my house, I call him Farmer Weston, and he'll FaceTime us and say, "How are my animals doing?" So he calls this his farm. They are pregnant, and they have a little girl that's going to be due in August. And then my son is they're pregnant, and they're due in December. I can't do that. I look ridiculous. They're due in December. So we're fixing to have 3 grandkids in car seats. Hang on. Oh, there it is. We're going to have 3 grandkids in car seats. So, Shane and I talked about trading my Jeep in and getting a new car because I possibly will be keeping my grandson on Fridays. And I can't put a car seat in a 2-door. Oh, I wasn't shooting y'all a bird. I was trying to put this is my middle finger. I wasn't shooting you a bird. I was shooting Chris a bird. I wasn't shooting you backup dancers a bird. I was trying to shoot Chris a bird. Anyway, so I possibly will be keeping him or her on Fridays, and I have to have a car to put a car seat in. So we traded my Jeep in, and I got a new Jeep yesterday that's a 4-door. So also, I struggle when I go places with my animals because they won't fit in my 2-door Jeep, which means I have to steal Shane's truck. And I'm the type of animal person that I don't want my animals in the back of the truck. I want them inside in the air conditioning. Shane's like, "Judy, why do you do that?" And in my head, I don't want the sun beaming down on them in the back of my truck when I drive. Like, for say, on Friday, I have to drive an hour and a half. Well, I'm not putting a goat in the back of the truck in the blazing heat of summer with the sun beam. He's like, "Judy, you're driving down the interstate and there's like air." I'm just scared they'll get hot. Okay, I realize I'm different. I make farm people mad because they go, Judy, that's stupid. But I don't have a trailer to put them in where air flows. I'm not doing that. So the Jeep, the four-door Jeep is a lot bigger. So I could put like Queso, the rabbits. The rabbits couldn't ride in the back anyway. I have a huge speaker that has to go. Addie's in the car. Eli's in the car. So like I can't drive my two-door Jeep. So I have graduated and got a four-door Jeep. So today I want to talk about, let me tell y'all this real quick. My dermatologist prescribed, it's not a prescription, but it's moisturizer, but it's also tinted moisturizer. So it has, he don't want any sunscreen, sun on my face. I have 2 spots that's probably gonna, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to take those spots off. And it like I'm pretty sure I've had cancer, skin cancer several times and have had to have surgery. And I had to go on a chemo cream because I had cancer all over my chest. And so I don't know if y'all have a tinted moisturizer. It's a 45 SPF, but the days that I don't wear makeup, I use this. But I do have to purchase a hat, and I haven't done it yet. Okay. It's so hard because I can't play music or they'll shut me down or give me a copyright claim. I'm like, dude, how am I supposed to tell the backup dancers what I'm doing if I can't play the music? So I'm scared if I play it, I'm scared that they'll shut the live down because they will do that. Like if I play a song, they'll shut it down. So y'all are going to have to visualize what I'm talking about. So I've been thinking, one year I did a puppet show. And this year I added a new book to the end of my program. The first year I just did the first book. The second year I added It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right because I didn't do the dancing in the beginning. So I try to change up my program every year because, sometimes the same kids come back and I don't want them to go, I've already done this. You know what I'm saying? So I've been thinking really hard about a new program. So let me tell y'all what I came up with. All right. So I want to stick with the same story line because my story doesn't change, right? Like Shane taught me into getting chickens. I tried something new. I got chickens. It changed my life. I started getting more animals, and one got lonely and I ended up getting 2. So I want to stick with the same story. But I'm big on teaching kids, and I try to teach them through having fun. I can't teach them through a serious mental health talk, right? So I try to teach them through me acting silly because I've learned quickly when it comes to children, if I get up there and read a book, just read a book, no one's listening to me. They're going to think, oh, because kids nowadays, it's really kind of sad, but kids nowadays have laptops and iPads and cell phones. So for them to hold a book and me keep their attention is slim to none. So I have to be very animated. I have to be over the top when I read and do performances because they're not listening to me if I just had the same monotone voice tone, and they're not listening to me. So, this is what I've decided. I am going to do a show. And I'm going to tell my okay, so like in the beginning, they're going to learn that I was a city slicker, okay? I've never wanted chickens a day in my life. I tried something new cuz Shane suggested getting chickens. And they're going to learn that I got married to Shane later in life. So, do you think if I played a little bit of this song, I'll get in trouble? Okay. I hope I don't get shut down, but I want to show you what I'm talking about. So they're going to learn that I was a city slicker and Shane was a country boy. So as I tell this story, now I can't sing a lick. I can't carry a tune to save my dang life. Okay. But this is going to be kind of a funny show. So I am going to sing and it's going to sound ridiculous, but it's going to be funny. So, Alexa, volume 6. So the first part is I'm a city slicker and I married a country boy. And then this song's going to play. Alexa, play Proud Mary.
Proud Mary, 1993 version by Tina Turner from Apple Music.
Alexa, volume 8.
You know,
And I'm singing this.
every now and then, I think you might like to hear something from us. Nice, easy. There's just one thing. You see, we never,
left a good
ever
job in the
do
city.
nothing. Nice,
Working
easy.
for the man every night and day.
We always
I
do.
lived in the city
Nice.
and I worked a full-time job my whole life.
But we're going to take the beginning of this song and do it easy.
Can't y'all see me?
But then we're going to do the finish. Rough.
Proud Mary,
the way we do.
On burning.
Proud Mary. And we're rolling. Ooh, rolling.
Can't you see me get the kids going like this?
Rolling on the river. Listen to the story.
So then I'm going to go.
Left a good job in the city. Working for the man every night.
Alexa, stop. I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm going to start off telling them that I left the city and became a country girl. Okay? So I'm going to play that song and start telling the story. Then I realize that when I get chickens and I try something new, it's a job. Okay? So then the song that's going to bust out is, and I don't have to play this because I wish I could do the whole thing for y'all to see it. And I could do it, but I'll get in trouble. I can't stand social media. So anyway, so then when they realized that as I was getting chickens, I started getting more chickens. And then I had a job. So then I'm going to bust out Dolly Parton. As a matter of fact, I have been doing some reels using the music that I'm going to use because I wanted to kind of introduce you to what I'm doing. I just hadn't told you. So then I get a job. And I'm going to be playing working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Because they're going to learn that I got a job. It became a job. And in the middle of me singing Dolly Parton, working 9 to 5, I'm going to start being confused. I'm going to be like I'm scratching my head. But then I'm going to like I'm singing it. I get confused. And then I'm going to start singing again. And then I'm going to stop in the middle of the song and go, stop! Dolly, why are you saying that, working 9 to 5, because I don't work 9 to 5. I work 5 to 9. So then the song is going to play again, and I'm going to have everybody yelling instead of working 9 to 5. Everybody's going to go working 5 to 9, because I work 5 a.m. to 9 o'clock at night. So they're going to learn what it takes to be a farmer. We don't work 9 to 5. So they're going to realize that Dolly's got it all wrong, which if you've seen my reel, I kind of introduced y'all to that. So they're going to be screaming, working 5 to 9. Okay. So then I'm going to come up with this brilliant idea. I'm going to go, y'all, I got to pay for this. This is expensive. Feed cost $25 a bag. I've got 100 chickens out here. What am I going to do? Shane's telling me I have to get rid of these chickens because we can't afford it. So what am I going to do? And so then, and this is a true story, the first thing I did to try to pay for my farm, because Shane started going, what are you doing? We can't afford this, Judy. I started saying I would sell chickens. So when I first started, before I even started doing tours or anything, I was known as the person that sold chickens. People used to call me all the time to buy chickens from me. Okay. So I'm going to go, okay, listen, I have an idea how we can pay for this. And I'm going to get the kids involved. And I'm going to be like, listen, what if we sell baby chicks to pay for our feed? So what we can do, let's just think about this. If we sell 10 baby chicks, y'all, we can have $100. So then the song that I'm going to play is my new favorite song. Alexa, play Broke.
Broke, featuring Thomas Rhett by Teddy Swims from Apple Music.
So they're going to learn.
Yeah. I'm so used to being broke, but not no more.
Because I'm selling baby chicks.
Buying all the things I never
All right, stop. Alexa, stop. Okay, where it says, I'm used to being broke, but not no more. I'm buying all the things I never could afford. Okay, every freaking song has a cuss word in it. So what I'm going to say when it says this is I'm going to turn the volume down because there's a cuss word. And I'm going to say, I'm buying all the things that I never could before. I can get a cow. Y'all, I can get a pig. Oh, let's get 3 pigs. Oh, I can get some more chickens, because they're going to learn that I began to sell chickens and I was no longer broke. So then I started getting more animals, which is what happened. So then after this song plays, okay, then Shane is going to go, because this is the truth, because I started getting animals, and Shane's going to interrupt me and he's going to say, why are you getting all these animals and why are you getting more than one? And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to go, well, Dexter's got lonely and I can't just have one. I have to have 2. And I'm going to look at the kids and I'm like, y'all have got to help me convince Shane that Dexter's lonely. So then I'm going to bust out, it takes 2 to make a thing go right. And I'm going to tell the kids that they're going to have to help me convince Shane that it takes 2 to make a farm go right. So then I'm going to do the song that they're used to, and the kids are going to be screaming at the top of their lungs, how many? 2, to Shane, that it takes 2 to make a farm go right. Okay. Okay. So then they're going to learn that it's not, I can't make enough money selling baby chicks because now I have a whole freaking farm because I kept getting animals. Okay. And this is the story. The punchline is every single farm person loves what they do, but every single farm person is trying to figure out how to pay for it. Because my feed bill goes between $800 and $1,200 a month. Okay. You imagine having an $800 to $1,200 feed bill. Okay. You're like scrounging, trying to figure out how to pay for this. So then they're going to learn that it started getting expensive. And I'm going to tell them, I'm saying, y'all, I've made a connection to all these animals. And Shane was like, Judy, this is a true story. He's like, Judy, you're going to have to get rid of some of these animals. I'm attached. I will, excuse me for saying a bad word, but I will work my ass off to feed these animals. I'm not getting rid of them. But I got to figure out how to do it, right? So this is the true story. So then I'm going to tell them, I'm going to go, y'all, my husband's, telling me that I have to, like, we can't pay for this out of our family budget. I have to either get rid of my animals or I have to figure out how to feed them. So then I'm playing this song because people started telling me a lady's exact words to me was, I was a rich bitch and I get hundreds thrown at me and I don't understand real life. That was said to me. I had people telling me that they were not a fan of my nonprofit gig. This was in the beginning, okay? So when people were going, you're lucky you have a rich husband. Really? Really? I'm the lucky one. So then I'm going to bust out this song. And this is going to be a sensitive moment. This is going to bring the kids to sensitivity because I'm sitting in my farm and I'm going to talk to them. I'm going, y'all, when I go out to my farm and I sit in the middle of my farm, I have Luna here kissing me. I have Mickey wanting my attention. I have Leroy wanting me to scratch his butt. So then I'm playing, where's my daggum glasses? Oh, they're right here. Okay, I'm going to play this song. Oh, Alexa, play Danny's song.
Danny's song by Loggins and Messina from Apple Music.
So I'm sitting in the farm and I'm talking to my animals at this point.
People smile and tell me I'm the lucky one, and we've just begun. Think I'm gonna have a son.
I'm talking to the animals in the farm.
He will be
and I'm sad
like she and me as
because I'm feeling that I have to get rid of my animals because I can't afford it.
Sun is gonna shine
And I'm singing to my animals.
Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything will bring a chain of love. In the morning when I rise, you bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright.
Alexa, stop. So I'm playing that song because I'm sitting in my farm and I'm sad because I have no money. And all this story is true, okay? I'm not making any of this up. Because Shane is telling me, you're going to have to get Judy. I don't know what the crap you're doing. Because there were times when I just brought home an animal and I didn't even ask him. Okay. I brought an animal home. Hey, we got an alpaca. What are you doing? I don't know. You started this. You're the one that said, let's have chickens. I never wanted a freaking alpaca. This is your fault. So they're going to see me sitting in the farm talking to the animals, and people say I'm the lucky one because people do it all the time. They're like, you're so lucky. you have this farm. You're so lucky. I'm like, dude, I have a $800 to $1,200 feed bill that I'm trying to figure out how to pay for. Like, you think I'm so lucky, and I am lucky that I have a farm, but I have to work my A double off to pay for it. It's not like I'm this girl that just, gets hundreds thrown at me. No, I got a joker in here telling me to get rid of animals because we can't afford it. Okay, so they're going to learn that. So then they're going to learn that when you're a new mom and you have all these animals, moms take 100,000 pictures. I'm sure I'm like, does your mom not do that? Does she not like follow you around with the camera and make you take pictures? So they're going to learn that I started social media because I'm a new mom and I wanted to take pictures of me and my animals, and I wanted to do videos of me and my animals. So then they're going to learn that I started getting paid on social media. God began to bless me to pay for my animals, and it started supplementing my income. And schools started calling me to do field trips. So I started getting income on social media, and I started getting schools calling me to do field trips. So I started making money enough to pay for my food. So then I'm going to bust out this song, and it has a cuss word in it. And I got to figure out, I'm going to have to talk over it really loud is what I'm thinking. Alexa, play Rich Girl. Because I'm going to
Rich Girl by Daryl Hall and John Oates from Apple Music.
You're a rich
All right,
girl,
Alexa,
and you're gone
volume 8.
away.
Volume, Alexa, start it over.
You're a rich girl.
So I can sit here and rely on Shane to pay for this, or I can get off my butt and work myself. Okay, so they're going to learn that I can't rely on the old man's money because he won't give me none. He's telling me to get rid of the animals or pay for myself. So I'm going to bust out that song. Alexa, volume 10. Alexa, play Rich Girl. Can't you see it? Stop. So I can't say the word bitch. So I got to figure out how to go about. Oh, it's too loud. I'm sorry. Alexa, volume 6. So I'm going to have to figure out how not to say a bad word at the library, right? So I've got to, that part, I might just cut it off when it says, you're a rich girl and you've gone too far because you know it don't matter anyway. You can rely on the old man's money. I'm like, well, I can rely on Shane's money, or I can get off my butt and get a job. Okay? Oh, God bless you. Son, are you sleepy? So I'm going to play that song. So anyway, this is the thought process. Is it to be almost theatrical? Check your mic. I'm not sure what y'all are talking about. This? Are you talking about my Alexa? Are you talking about my voice?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
My sound is distorted. Some people are saying, oh, that sounds horrible. Are y'all talking about what I'm doing sounds horrible? Like this whole skit? Oh, the Alexa sounds horrible. Okay, I won't play Alexa no more. It's better now. I had the Alexa sitting on my mic on accident. So anyway, I'm playing She's a Rich Girl because what happens, I'm going to tell you, this is the honest truth. When schools are calling you and you're not calling them, you start thinking, I'm a rich girl, right? I'm getting paid on social media. When something goes viral, you do think you're like, I've hit it big. Or let's just say, you walk to them. I remember one time I got interviewed. I don't know. I can't remember. I think this was in the beginning stages. Okay. I got interviewed by Alabama Living. Okay. Alabama Living is a magazine that's put on by the power company. Okay. And it comes out every month. Well, they interviewed me to do an article for their magazine. I walk out to the mailbox one day. Okay. I don't know when the article's coming out. Okay. This was like, I'm going to say a year into Sneed's Farmhouse. This was like the beginning stages. Okay. This is when the only backup dancer I had was Diane. Okay. And so I go out to the mailbox one day and I open the mailbox and guess who's on the flipping cover of the magazine? I literally about fell out in the middle of the road. I was like, I am on the front cover of a Are you kidding me? So I'm going to tell the story. Now, I don't know exactly what other song did I have picked out. Hang on. Oh, Chris is texting me. It's working now. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Hang on. Let me go. Oh. I'm going to play this too. This is so funny. Okay. When I talk about the schools coming to do a field trip, okay, I'll put Alexa in my lap. When I talk about the schools coming to do a field trip, I realize that I'm all by myself. Okay. I'm thinking this is a great idea. Oh, yeah, I can do tours. I can go to the library. I can do field trips. And then all of a sudden I realize I'm home alone, right? And I'm like, how do I do this? How do I do farm chores, take care of myself, take care of Larry, go to the libraries all by myself? So I'm going to break out this song. This is a funny song. Hang on. It's when I first realized that I wanted to do tours. Okay. Wait. Alexa, volume 8. Alexa, play Come On Over to My House by Lauren Shahan.
Come On Over to My House by Jay McShann.
So I'm doing
Apple
tours.
Music.
This is one that Jay recorded with Julia Lee back in the 1940s, and it's a real sassy tune, and I thought it would be fun if we brought it on back.
People start, come on over to my house, baby. No one's home but me. So I realized
I got a lot of kisses that I can't spare. Come on and get them, cause I don't care. I never knew a man could be so sweet.
Alexa, stop before I get in trouble. So when people start saying, can I come to your farm? And I start saying yes. That's what started my tours. I never opened my farm for tours. People started asking me to come to my farm. Okay. So then I start doing tours, and I do them at 10, 12, 2, and 4 because I want to be versatile. In case people can't come at 10, they can come at 2. And I didn't realize when I opened my farm for tours and I said, you can do 10, 12, 2, and 4. And I gave people my phone number to call me. Okay. I don't realize that I'm home by myself, and then I have to do tours at 10, 12, 2, and 4, and I don't have time to go to the bathroom nor eat lunch because I was booked at 10, 12, 2, and 4, and I was doing like 2 people at a time. And it was $5 to come to my farm. Okay. I'm out there for 2 hours from 10 to 12. I do 2 people, so I make $10. Then I do the next tour from 12 to 2, and there's like 2 people, and I get $10. Then I do tours at 2 o'clock from 2 to 4, and there's 3 people, so I make $15. And then there's a tour at 4 o'clock, and I got 4 people, and I make a whopping $20. So I work from 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night, and I've made like $30. Okay. So I'm like, come on over to my house, baby. No one is home. I realize I've invited all these people to come tour my farm, and no one's home but me. And I have to do it all. So they're going to learn that part. So the program usually is like 30 minutes long. So I haven't put this all together, but you see where I'm going with this. So it's going to be theatrical. It's going to be funny because I can't sing worth a flip. It brings back memories to all these songs, that the kids have probably never heard of, but like the adults are going to enjoy it because they know the songs, and it's going to be humorous to adults because they're going to start getting it, where the kids are learning, and the kids are not really thinking it's funny. They're learning, but the adults are probably dying laughing because they see the funny part of it. So it's entertaining not to just the children, but it's entertaining to adults too. So like, even if, let's just say I have a group of senior citizens come to my farm, let's just say, well, they don't want to scream, "It takes 2 to make a farm go right," which is the program that I have now. It's not appropriate for all ages, So this program that I'm doing is going to be appropriate for all ages. So let's just say there's been many a times that I've gone into a nursing home, or I've gone into a seniors program, and all I can do is read my book right now. I don't have a program for all age groups. So now my program is not going to be discriminated against. It's not just for kids. It's for everyone. So I'm in the process of putting all this together, and I'm hoping that I'll have it all mastered by next year. But that's going to be sort of the gist of my new program. Now, the hardest part for me, like I said, is because, unfortunately, I did not realize how there's cuss words in every single song. As a matter of fact, when I went into, where did I go? Sardis. When I went to Sardis Library last week, I went early because I get there early to set up. Sardis Library is the most gorgeous library that I've ever been in my life. It's very old, but I went in there early, and this lady, the librarian, was in there. And I went in there going, hello, hello, because the lights were off, but I was like, is anybody here? And the librarian came up to me and she was like, I have been here since early this morning. And I said, oh, okay. And I said, well, I just got here early so I could set up before the kids got here. And she began to tell me that there was a lady that went to Congress or whatever to fight that all the library books that have cuss words, that have sexual content, that they have to be removed from the library. It's like this new law. I don't know if it's just in Alabama, but the librarian is having to go through all the books herself because she doesn't know if there's a cuss word in it. She's having to go through all the books herself to read them, to read the content, to see what the content says, whether it has a cuss word in it. And this is like not for adult books. It's more like for teenage kids or elementary school. So she's having to read every single book in the library to see if there's a cuss word or content that is. And I'm like, how did we get to this point? But as I'm sitting here trying to put this program together, I'm like, every single song has a cuss word in it. Like the song that I love now, the broke song. I'm used to being broke, but not no more. I'm buying all the things I never could before. What the hell? Top shelf. So it's talking about what the hell I'm going to buy the top shelf liquor. And I'm like, why did you have to say that? So I have to figure out how to modify this so that I'm not in the library saying, what the hell, top shelf? You know what I'm saying? Because then I'm going to get kicked out of the library. So it's trying to, and I thought when it says, what the hell, top shelf, I'm going to go, we can get a cow because, I'm going to spend money because I've always been broke. And all of a sudden I'm going to buy everything that I never could before. We can buy a cow. We can buy a pig. Let's buy 3 pigs. So I'm going to get the kids engaged in what I'm saying. What can we buy? Let's buy a pig, to try to muzzle out what it's saying. But every single song, what I found when I was doing the puppet show a couple of years ago, I played the song Cheers. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? You know that song? Do you know what it says? Okay, how old is the Cheers song? It's old. Okay. It's not like a fresh made song. It says, something about when your husband wants to be a girl. When your husband wants to be a girl, sometimes you want to go where. I'm like, why did it say that? Like, of all the things it had to say back in, I don't know, the 70s. I mean, that wasn't heard of. So, like, where did they get that? Or I had not heard of it. There wasn't people wanting to be trans and all that stuff. But I can't say all that in a program. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I have to figure out how to muzzle that. And I got to figure out how to slice the music so that it's appropriate. The last thing I want to do is like get up and, be talking about that, like that wouldn't be good. So I have a lot of work to do, and I've got to figure out how when I was doing the puppet show, I looked for someone to slice music, and I had a hard time.
Hey, somebody in the comments said you can ask for radio-friendly edited version of the songs, but not sure how much they edit what words and songs.
Yeah, I knew that you could ask for clean songs, but believe it or not, when you ask for clean, there's still cuss words in it. Like they think saying the word hell is clean. Saying, and I'm like, that ain't clean to me. Like we don't say that. But anyway, I've got to figure out exactly how to put all this together. But isn't it going to be fun? I'm excited. And I'm the type of person when I can't just sit and listen. I got to learn the words to the songs, but I'm not the type of person that can just sit and come up with the plot. I have to be driving down the road with the music blaring in my ears over and over and over to feel the rhythm, to feel what I'm going to do and how I'm going to talk about it. Like when I came up with, I'm so used to being broke, but not no more. I'm buying all the things I never could before. And I was thinking when it said, what the hell? I was like, what can I say right there? And I was like, oh, that's when the things I want to buy are animals. Because that's when I started getting animals, is when I started, figuring out how to pay for this. I took all my money and was putting it back into the farm because I wanted to we can get a nice chicken coop, we can buy a nice chicken coop that looks like a castle, or we can buy a chicken coop that looks like a jailhouse. Like I'm going to do that really animated with the kids and engage the kids to tell me what I should buy, with all this money I'm getting. But as I started getting money, I don't even know if I told y'all this, but I started selling chicken feed. Did I tell you that? Like I was trying everything in my power not to sell my animals because I had this man telling me, we can't afford this, Judy. And I'm like, dude, I'll figure it out. If I have to work 14 hours a week, 7 days a week, I'm not getting rid of my animals. And I was determined to make it happen. And I started Sneeze Farmhouse with nothing and tried to make something of it because I refused to get rid of the animals that I loved. And I sat in the farm and I was like, we're broke. But I can't get rid of you. I have to figure out how to pay for this, and they're going to learn that it was never my will to get a chicken. It was obviously in God's hands. And how I got to where I am today is through hard work. I wake up every day, work very, very hard. I mean, like this whole week, I haven't had time to film. I've had a broke down car. I had to go to the doctor. I had to go get my grandson. Larry has gout. I hadn't even told y'all that. Larry, well, they feel like he has gout. Larry woke up yesterday with his hands, his knuckles are all swollen. They're red. He's in a lot of pain. And I woke up yesterday going, okay, Larry's sick. I haven't filmed. I have to go do farm chores. I've got to go get my grandson. My car is got a check engine light on. And how am I going to do all this? I told him. I'm like, how do I do this? And some days you feel like I can't go on anymore. Like and sometimes I'm like, I can't go live this morning. I don't know what to tell them. I can't do it. I'm mentally not right today. I have too much on me. I got a patient in there with gout. My car's broke down. I got to go to the library today. because I do have to, today, I have to go to a library. At some point, I have to film. So when people think that being a content creator is not a job and that we shouldn't get paid for it, I love y'all. I love y'all with everything inside me. Everything. And yes, I don't particularly do this because I'm trying to make money. But in a way, when I don't have time to put together a video, I know that if I said to y'all, I'm sorry, Larry has gout. My grandson is here. I have to go to a library today and I can't put out a video on Thursday. Every single one of you backup dancers say, you do what you need to do. Don't worry about a video. Don't worry about it. But see, what y'all don't understand is, yes, I know that y'all have my back. And I know that y'all are not mad at me for not putting out a video. But guess what? I have a farm I have to pay for. Okay? I don't get a free pass when Larry has gout. I don't get a free pass when I have to drive an hour and a half to pick up my grandson. I don't get a free pass when I have to go to the library. I still have bills I have to pay. Where you have to get up and go to work every day because you're sick, so do I. I have to put out a video. Because if I don't, one of my videos usually buys me a bag of feed. Okay? I don't make a lot of money off social media. But one video will buy me a bag of chicken feed. Okay? If I don't put out a video and y'all don't watch it, how am I going to get money to buy a bag of chicken feed? All the money that I make from the libraries, that goes to hay. That buys my hay for a year. It is hard being me. Where people tell me I'm lucky, people say I'm the lucky one, and this has just begun. Okay? They think I'm lucky. I am lucky. No, I'm not lucky. I'm blessed. But I have to work. It ain't like I'm sitting on the couch and I have to depend on the old man's money. Okay? The old man is not giving me money to pay for Sneed's farmhouse. The peacock enclosure, I had to work for. The education center, I had to work for. It's not handed to me. We're not rich. Okay? I can't do that. If I said, Shane, I need a peacock enclosure and I did an estimate and it cost $4,000. Oh, sure, Judy, just go get $4,000 out of the checking account and go get you a peacock enclosure. Where people say I'm the lucky one, luck maybe goes like that, but God gives me a body and a brain and a mouth and ears and eyes to not sit on the couch and get hundreds thrown at me. God gives me the ability to move because I have to work for what I have. I'm not lucky. I work hard, just like you. You know, some people may think, oh, she's so lucky. She has the perfect husband. No, I have to go to counseling every single week to keep this marriage afloat. Okay? I ain't lucky. Come live with him. I'm sure you can say the same thing when people tell you, oh, you're so lucky to have a husband that does this, and that. No. Come live with him. He could say the same thing about me. People could say, oh man, you're so lucky to have Judy. She works so hard. And he would go, Dude, you have no idea. She wakes up a train wreck every day and drives me crazy. That joker comes home with a new animal every day, doesn't ask, just comes home and asks for forgiveness. You have no idea what it's like to live with Judy. It's hard work. A marriage is hard work. It's not something that just comes natural. You're not in love, goo and gaga and over each other every single day. It doesn't work like that. You all married people know that. It doesn't work that way. People that have been married for long periods of time, if you sat them down, they would say, we've been through a lot, but we stuck it out, because that's how marriage is. All right. Today, when I go to the library, Eli is going with me. Eli is going to be charged of the tortoise or the rabbits.
Both.
He's going to help me because Eli knows what to do. Eli's been with me long enough. And he can vouch that the story that I'm telling about Leroy and Eli coming, because the kids learn in my program right now, they learn that Eli was at my house, and the reason I didn't get two of Leroy is because Leroy became best friends with Eli, which is someone that didn't look like him, act like him, talk like him, raised like him. So Eli can vouch that that's a true story. Is it not?
It is.
It was a true. I'm not. When you get Judy's content, I don't make stories up. Okay? I can't, unfortunately, I'm not the content creator that can think like that. I don't know how to make up a story. I just tell the truth. Because usually the truth is crazy. I don't have to make up a story. My life is crazy. I can just tell the truth, and it's a good story. So, let me put some earrings on. So the story of Leroy making best friends with Eli, that's exactly the way I tell it, is exactly the way it happened. He snuck out to the farm. He got on one knee. He reached out his hand. And that was the first day. I had never touched Leroy. Okay. Leroy was new to our farm. I had never touched him. Eli was the very first person that Leroy ever came up to. Leroy was scared to death when he came to my farm. He was not handled at all. And that day, Leroy he would only come up to Eli. He would not come up to Shane and I. I think he sensed that Eli was innocent kid, and he sensed his innocence. And for the longest time, Eli was the only person that Leroy would come up to. And even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey. Everything will bring a chain of love. Would you like to be a fly on the wall seeing me sing up there? And in the morning when I rise, I bring tears of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be all right. That's how I felt. The words exactly when I was trying to figure out, listen, I still try to figure out how to pay for my farm. It's a daily struggle. It's a daily struggle. You know, and it's hard to explain to someone that, like, for example, last night, last night, we got home from buying my car at 8:00 at night. I went out there because Shane stayed inside with Eli. I went out there at 8:00 at night to feed animals and put them to bed. In 15 minutes of me being outside, I was drenched. My hair was drenched. It was so hot at 8:00 at night. And if I told someone, imagine if God came down to me, let's just say 6 years ago, and he said, look, Judy, I have the perfect job for you. Let me tell you about it. And God sits Aunt Judy down. He goes, listen, we're going to call you Aunt Judy. And this is what I expect of you. You're going to work 12 to 14 hours a day with no vacations, no sick time. And you're going to take care of your stepdad at the same time that you're doing all this. Okay. And I'm sitting there going, I'm doing what? What are you fixing to put on me? Yes, Judy, you're going to work 12 hours a day in the heat. At 8:00 at night, your hair is going to be soaking wet and you're going to be in a stinky chicken coop. Okay. And then after you haven't ate supper yet, because I didn't eat supper. So, Judy, you're not going to eat supper. You're going to go out there at 8:00 at night. You're going to be drenched in 15 minutes. And when you come inside, you're going to be starving to death, but you're not going to be able to eat supper because your dad's going to have gout. Okay. So when you come inside soaking wet, you're going to have to go straight into your dad's bedroom where, just to let you know, you're going to be taking care of him and he's going to be dying and you're going to watch your dad die in front of you. Okay. In pain with gout. But God, listen, you don't understand. I don't want chickens. I want to live at the beach. I'm really happy where I'm at right now. Okay. I appreciate you wanting me to do this job, but unfortunately, it's not the job for me. I don't really care about being sweaty at 8:00 at night in a stinky chicken coop. That's not really what I prefer to do. But thank you, God. I think I'll just stay right here at the beach, mind my own business. I don't care to take care of someone that's dying on top of sweating at 8:00 at night in a stinky chicken coop. But thank you, God. Appreciate you. If he would have told me that, that is what I would say. That is called sitting it out. Because God knows what's best for you. Where things seem really like distorted and you're like, there's no way I would love to work 12 days a week, sweating at 8:00 at night, taking care of someone that's dying. Dancing is accepting it and going, you know what? I don't understand this. I don't understand how me juggling going live today. I've already got up. I've done all Larry's medicine, all Larry's stuff that I do in the mornings. I've already spent an hour with you trying to hold your hand to let you know you're not alone. I'm fixing to go out and do animals for another, because I have to do water today. So normally that takes me like 2 hours. I have to feed my grandson. I have to prepare the car because I'm going to the library at 12 o'clock today. I won't be home till 3. I have to figure out what to do for supper, and I have to film and edit and upload and then put animals to bed. And I love every bit of it. I wouldn't change my life for anything. So where I didn't know what was best for me, God did. So dancing is trusting things that are like hitting you in the face. If God told you right now, if he set you down and said, hey, Mary, let me just tell you what's fixing to happen to you. And he told you like 10 things that seemed like a train wreck to you in the time. Would you be like Aunt Judy and go, thank you, God. I appreciate you giving me this job, God, but this is not what I want. I just want to stay at the beach and enjoy my life teaching aerobics. Like, I have it good here, God. Why would I want to go to Coleman, Alabama and get chickens and sweat at 8 o'clock at night and watch someone die? And like, why would I want to do that? That's what I call dancing, is embracing life as it's thrown to you. So don't sit it out. Don't sit it out. Because when I was telling God that this is not, I don't want to move. I want to stay at the beach. I would have missed meeting you. I would have missed having this farm and this opportunity. I would have missed it all. That's what I call dancing. I will see y'all next week. So Monday, I'll have someone with me Monday on my live. She's a farm. She's sort of like me in a way. I don't know her that well. I see her content, but I've never had a conversation with her. So Monday with y'all is the very first conversation I've ever had with this girl in my life. She is on social media big time. She's funny. I do know that. Her name of her farm is Eagle Eye Farm. She's on YouTube and Facebook. So she will be live with me. She sent me this huge care package. And so we'll be talking a little bit about that. We'll be talking about what it's like to be a content creator, what it's like to have a farm. She has alpacas just like me. But anyway, so she will be live with me Monday. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you later.